You sit there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20. The reels spin like they're hypnotizing you. The soundtrack grows warmer, more inviting, and those bonus symbols keep dropping in pairs as if they're whispering, just one more spin. You're almost there. But that final symbol? It never arrives. Not now, not after the next spin, not even after the 50th. And here's the truth most players never hear. Truth I learned standing behind machines, reading internal performance reports, watching patterns repeat over tens of thousands of spins. Some slot machines are intentionally designed to tease you mercilessly without ever paying what they promise. They keep you hooked, hopeful, and spinning far longer than logic would ever allow. I've watched people chase bonuses that, statistically, almost never hit. I've seen machines engineered to flash near misses at the exact moment your patience starts wearing thin. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on all of it. Because in this video, you're going to learn the 10 slot machines that casinos rely on the most, games that lure players in with flashy bonuses, dramatic animations, and endless almosts, while giving back as little as possible. These are the machines ex-casino employees warn their friends to avoid before they even walk through the doors. Before we dive in, I want to know something. Have you ever sat at a machine for an hour waiting for a bonus that never came? If yes, type the name of that machine in the comments. You might discover thousands of other players had the same painful experience you did. And if this video ends up saving you even a single dollar on your next casino trip, hit that like button and subscribe, because what I'm about to show you is exactly the kind of information casinos never want the public to know. Ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Megavault Millionaire. You've seen this machine everywhere, towering over the casino floor with its glowing progressive jackpot, shimmering gold coins, treasure chests, and dramatic vault-opening sound effects that make you feel like life-changing money is just one spin away. It's designed to look irresistible, and for most players, it works. But behind that beautiful facade lies one of the lowest bonus trigger rates I've ever tracked in my years working behind the scenes. To trigger the bonus, you need 3 vault symbols. Sounds simple. But Megavault Millionaire turns this into a psychological marathon. You'll see 2 vaults drop in constantly, reels 1 and 2, then 2 and 3, again and again. Every 15 to 20 spins, the machine teases you just enough to make you believe you're inches away from cracking the vault. Your brain starts counting patterns, expecting the 3rd symbol to finally land. But that last vault? It almost never arrives. And here's the brutal truth. Even when you finally beat the odds and trigger a bonus, sometimes after 200 or even 300 spins, the reward is shockingly small. Most players walk away with 3 to 5 free spins and a 2x multiplier that barely dents the money they've already fed into the machine. Among ex-casino employees, this design has a nickname, the Trap and Drain Machine. It traps your hope with perfectly timed near misses and drains your bankroll while you wait for a miracle that rarely comes. If you see Megavault Millionaire on the casino floor, do yourself a favor. Keep walking. There are far more generous progressive games out there. Quick question, have you ever played Megavault? How many spins did it take before you saw a bonus, if you saw one at all? Share your experience below. I want to see just how widespread this frustration really is. Number 2. Dragon's Gold Infinity. From a distance, this machine looks like a dream. Towering dragons wrapped in flames, glittering piles of treasure, stacked wilds, and animations that promise epic free spins with massive multipliers. It has all the visual drama of a slot that should pay big. And that's exactly why so many players fall for it. But behind all that fire and gold lies one of the harshest bonus trigger rates you'll encounter on a casino floor. To activate the free spins, you need 3 scatter symbols. But here's the catch that most players don't realize. The scatters only appear on reels 2, 3, and 4. That instantly cuts your chances down, and the game leans heavily into that limitation. You'll sit there, watching one scatter drop in. Then, a few spins later, a second scatter appears beside it. Your pulse rises, the music swells, the reels slow down. And then, nothing. It's not just disappointing, it's psychological warfare. This game is engineered to show you 2 scatters over and over again, sometimes 5 or 6 times within a 50-spin window. Your brain reacts to that almost, convincing you that the 3rd scatter is just around the corner. But statistically, it isn't. As someone who has personally analyzed machine performance data, I can tell you this. Dragon's Gold Infinity has one of the highest time spent per bonus ratios of any machine on the floor. Players routinely sit there for 45 minutes, even an hour, before anything triggers. And the worst part? When the bonus finally arrives, after you've invested $40, $50, even $100, the payout is often a cruel joke. A $12 bonus on a $50 chase is not a victory. It's a perfectly calculated loss. If you want my advice as a former casino insider, walk away from the dragon. All fire, no fortune. Want a little challenge? Next time you're in the casino, watch someone play Dragon's Gold Infinity for 10 minutes. Count how many times you see two scatters with no third. Come back and report it. I'm willing to bet you'll hit 4 or 5 minimum. Number 3. Wild Wild Riches. At first glance, this game feels warm, friendly, even lucky. Bright green fields, cheerful leprechauns, pots of gold, rainbows stretching across the reels. It looks like the type of slot that wants you to win. And that's what makes what comes next so painful. Because behind the charming Irish theme lies one of the most brutal near-miss bonus mechanics in the entire casino. Wild Wild Riches features a pick bonus where you select pots of gold to reveal prizes. Simple concept, exciting potential, but to trigger it, you need 3 bonus symbols. Symbols that love to land just barely out of reach. And when I say barely, I mean they show up. At the very top edge of the reel, at the very bottom edge, so close you can see them, but not close enough to count. It's not coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's a designed illusion. Players often think, if it's that close, it must be about to hit. But here's the insider truth most casinos will never say out loud. The outcome of your spin is already decided the moment you press the button. Everything that happens afterward, the slow reel stops, the dramatic delays, the bonus symbol sliding just off the pay line, is theater. Pure psychological manipulation. And Wild Wild Riches abuses that theater more aggressively than most games. It shows you bonus symbols lurking inches above the landing zone, giving you the emotional shock of an almost win, even though the result was predetermined to be a loss. The reason this game feels like it's mocking you is simple. It kind of is. I've watched countless players lean forward, gripping the edges of their seats, convinced they were one spin away from the bonus. Some stayed for 30 minutes, others for over an hour. The pattern is always the same. The game keeps dangling the pot of gold, never quite letting you touch it. Be honest, have you ever watched a bonus symbol drop just off the pay line and felt like the machine was taunting you? If so, you're not imagining it. You're experiencing one of the most effective psychological tricks in the casino industry. Number 4. Buffalo Diamond. If there's one slot series players genuinely love, it's Buffalo. The original Buffalo is a classic, simple, fair, and capable of surprising you with real wins. Buffalo Gold, also solid. But Buffalo Diamond, that's where things take a sharp turn. This version may look more impressive, sparkling graphics, taller reels, and that enticing diamond wheel. But beneath the glow lies a much tighter and far stingier bonus structure than its predecessors. You still need 3 or more scatter symbols to activate free spins. But here's the problem. The scatter frequency in Buffalo Diamond is dramatically reduced. So while Buffalo Gold might give you 2 or 3 bonuses within 200 spins, Buffalo Diamond often gives you none. I've personally watched players go 200 spins straight without a single bonus trigger. Not one. And in a casino where every spin carries a real cost, that's devastating. Why is this version so tight? Because Buffalo Diamond is the premium model. It costs more to manufacture, it costs more to license, and casinos recover those costs by increasing volatility, meaning longer droughts, fewer bonuses, and harsher losses before any big win ever appears. It's not that Buffalo Diamond never pays, it's that most players run out of money long before they ever get to see that big win. The branding is shiny, the promise is huge, but the math? The math is merciless. If you love Buffalo, and many players do, stick with Buffalo Gold. It offers more consistent bonuses, more predictable payouts, and far fewer moments where you sit there wondering why the machine has gone completely cold. Let's settle this once and for all. If you had to choose, which one wins? Buffalo Gold or Buffalo Diamond? Drop your vote in the comments. I already know which side former casino employees choose. Number 5. Money Rain Deluxe. At first glance, this machine feels like a celebration waiting to happen. The screen is filled with flying dollar bills, bouncing coins, bright lights, upbeat music. Everything about it screams, this is where money falls from the sky. But if you stay at this machine long enough, you'll discover something far different. The rain never actually arrives. The bonus system revolves around collecting money symbols with values during regular spins. Once you gather enough of them, you unlock the hold and spin feature. Sounds simple. Sounds achievable. But Money Rain Deluxe is engineered to drag that process out as long as possible. You'll get one money symbol, and then wait 30 spins for the next. Another appears, then nothing for 40 more spins. Just enough progress to convince you you're inching toward a feature, yet never enough to get you there. The psychological trap is powerful. You feel committed. You've already collected a few symbols. You've already invested time and credits. I'm close, you think. But the math says otherwise. Even worse, when you finally trigger the feature, after an exhausting, expensive chase, the rewards are tiny. 5 credits, 10 credits, a handful of tokens that never come close to repairing the damage already done to your bankroll. Inside the industry, this machine earned a dark nickname among casino staff, Money Drain Deluxe, because that's exactly what it does. It drains your patience, it drains your hope, and most importantly, it drains your money while pretending to build momentum towards something meaningful. If you've ever walked away from this machine ahead, genuinely ahead, consider yourself a statistical miracle. And if you haven't, well, you're not alone. Almost no one does. Challenge time. Have you ever beaten Money Rain Deluxe? If so, tell your story in the comments. I'm honestly curious whether anyone truly has. Number 6. Cleopatra Mega Jackpots. Cleopatra is one of the most iconic slot franchises ever created. The original game is beloved for its nostalgic sounds, fair payouts, and surprisingly generous bonus rounds. Even today, many players seek it out specifically because it feels balanced, like a slot that gives as much as it takes. But the Mega Jackpots version? That's a completely different story. This version dangles a massive progressive jackpot above the screen, calling to players like a mirage in the desert. The promise is enormous, life-changing money, one lucky spin away. But behind that glittering jackpot lies a base game that has been tightened to the point of exhaustion. Here's the truth most players never realize. The free spin trigger rate in Cleopatra Mega Jackpots is drastically lower than in the original game. You still need 3 scatter symbols, but the frequency of those scatters has been reduced to make room for the huge progressive prize pool. In other words, the jackpot isn't free. The machine takes it out of your everyday wins. The result? Long, punishing droughts. I've watched players go 100, 150, even 200 spins without a single bonus. Imagine feeding money into a machine for that long with nothing to show for it. It's demoralizing. And even worse, when you finally do hit the bonus after all that waiting, the payout often doesn't cover even half of what you've already lost chasing it. The machine needs to fuel that massive jackpot, and casinos know players will keep spinning because the top prize is so hypnotic. Let me put this into perspective. The Mega Jackpot typically hits once a year per machine, sometimes even less. Your odds of winning it are microscopic, and yet the base game suffers because of it. If you love Cleopatra, and many players truly do, play the original version. It's more balanced, more consistent, and far more enjoyable. The Mega Jackpots edition looks luxurious, but it's designed to frustrate you while keeping that giant prize safely out of reach. Honest question for you. Have you ever played a progressive slot and wondered if anyone actually wins those enormous jackpots? Leave your thoughts in the comments. You're probably not alone. Number 7. 88 Fortunes Supreme. If you've spent any time in a casino, you've almost certainly seen 88 Fortunes. It's everywhere. Bright red gold-themed graphics, upbeat music, the iconic Foo Babies, and a bonus system that feels fair enough to keep players coming back year after year. The standard version of this game is beloved because it strikes a rare balance, frequent bonuses, decent payouts, and a feeling that the machine truly wants you to win sometimes. But then comes 88 Fortunes Supreme, a version that looks even more luxurious, even more explosive, and yet delivers one of the most punishing gameplay experiences on the entire floor. To trigger the free spins, you need 3 or more gong symbols. In the regular version, that's challenging enough but manageable. Most players hit a bonus every 80 to 100 spins. But in the Supreme version, you're looking at a staggering 150 to 250 spins on average before anything triggers. That's not a small difference. That's a complete shift in volatility. And the worst part? The game knows exactly what it's doing. It loves to show you 2 gongs, one on the first reel, one on the second, then slow the third reel down as if the universe is aligning. Only for nothing to land. It happens over and over and over, draining your hope one spin at a time. As someone who has reviewed performance logs for this game, I can confirm what players have suspected for years. 88 Fortunes Supreme ranks among the most complained about machines in modern casinos, not because it's rigged, because it's strategically designed to feel unfair. The base game payouts are also noticeably weaker than the standard version, so while you wait twice as long for a bonus, the machine returns less money along the way. You bleed faster, wait longer, and often walk away frustrated long before you ever see the feature. If you're a fan of the classic 88 Fortunes, stick with the original. It maintains the balance that made the game iconic in the first place. The Supreme version is a trap disguised in gold. Now it's your turn. Do you prefer the standard 88 Fortunes or the Supreme version? Comment below. I'm willing to bet the community leans heavily toward the original. Number 8. Lightning Cash. Lightning Cash is one of the most visually exciting machines on the floor. The moment you sit down, the screen bursts with electric symbols, glowing frames, and that adrenaline-pumping promise of a hold and spin bonus. 6 special symbols, just 6, and you're in. At least that's what the game makes you believe. But here's the truth. Lightning Cash is a masterclass in strategic frustration. The machine is engineered to show you 3 symbols, then 4, then 5, each time convincing you that the next spin will finally deliver the 6th. Your heart rate climbs, the reels slow dramatically, and you lean in, only to watch the last reel stop on nothing, over and over again. As someone who has stood behind players watching data reports in real time, I can tell you, Lightning Cash has one of the most painful near-miss patterns in modern slot design. It knows exactly how to keep you chasing one more spin, then one more after that, until suddenly you've spent $40, $60, even $100 waiting for a bonus that statistically rarely appears. And even when you finally trigger the feature, after all that teasing, the payout is shockingly small. You lock in 6 symbols. You get 3 respins as you add a couple more icons, and the total payout? $18, maybe $20, while you spent far more trying to get there. Lightning Cash is all flash and no fulfillment. The animations are thrilling, the mechanics look rewarding, but the math behind it? Cold, precise, unforgiving. If you want to test this for yourself, try this experiment next time you're in a casino. Watch a Lightning Cash machine for 5 minutes. Count how many times a player lands 5 symbols and misses the 6th. I guarantee it happens at least twice, if not more. The design isn't random, it's intentional, it's psychological, and it works. Number 9. Wheel of Fortune, Triple Extreme Spin. Wheel of Fortune is one of the most legendary names in casino history. People gravitate toward it because it feels familiar, nostalgic, and somehow more fair than the average slot machine. And many versions are decent, fun, balanced, and capable of surprising you with real payouts. But Triple Extreme Spin is the exception, and not in a good way. This version is infamous among casino workers for its stingy bonus design and its relentless near-miss strategy. To trigger the bonus, you need 3 wheel symbols. Simple requirement. But the machine almost never delivers them. Here's how it traps players. You'll see 2 wheel symbols land in perfect alignment, clean, centered, hopeful. Then, the 3rd reel slows down dramatically, almost theatrically, as if the game is building suspense on purpose. Your eyes lock onto the spinning reel. You hold your breath. And then, the symbol lands 1 position above or 1 position below the pay line. It's not an occasional tease, it's the core experience of Triple Extreme Spin. Players sit for 40 minutes, 60 minutes, sometimes longer, waiting for a bonus that simply doesn't show up. And when it finally does, the payout is usually devastatingly small. The wheel spins with all the promise of a huge win, only to stop on a 10x or 20x multiplier, barely covering a fraction of what the player has already invested. I've watched people walk away from this machine looking defeated, confused, or even betrayed. Because the brand name creates trust, while the gameplay quietly erodes it. If you enjoy Wheel of Fortune slots, do yourself a favor. Play the classic version or the 4D edition. Anything but Triple Extreme Spin. Chia. Pop quiz for you. Have you ever hit the Wheel of Fortune bonus only to be disappointed by what it paid? Be honest, because it happens far more often than players admit. Number 10. Dragon Link, Golden Century. Dragon Link is one of the most popular slot families in the world. Panda, Autumn Moon, Happy Ant, and Prosperous. These versions are known for their fair balance, exciting hold and spin features, and bonuses that feel achievable. Most players walk into a casino searching for their favorite Dragon Link title with hope in their eyes. But Golden Century? Golden Century is the black sheep of the family. This version is notorious among experienced players and casino staff for being far stingier than its siblings. The reason? Its most important feature, the hold and spin bonus, is dramatically harder to trigger. To activate it, you need 6 pearl symbols. That alone is tough. But Golden Century takes it to another level. Here's the typical experience. You'll land 3 pearls, then 4, then a heart-stopping 5 pearls, with the screen flashing and the reels slowing down. You feel the win coming. You can almost see the 6th pearl dropping in. And then, nothing. The reels go stone cold for 40-50 spins. Maybe 1 pearl appears, maybe none. Then just when hope begins to die, you get another cluster of pearls that brings you right back into the emotional trap. It's a cycle of hope, excitement, disappointment engineered to keep you spinning long after you should have walked away. And even if you do manage to trigger the bonus, after spending far more than you intended, you're hit with one more unpleasant surprise. Golden Century pearls have noticeably lower values than other Dragon Link versions. Where Panda or Autumn Moon might give you $5, $10, or even $50 pearls, Golden Century often hits you with $1, $2, $3, and the total bonus ends up being something like $28 after you've already spent $70 chasing it. Players walk away asking themselves, how is this even possible? It's Dragon Link. But not all Dragon Link games are created equal. Some versions are balanced and fair. Golden Century is, well, the dud. If you enjoy the Dragon Link series, and many smart players do, stick with Panda, Happy and Prosperous, Autumn Moon, or Peace and Long Life. Any of these offers better value, better pacing, and far fewer psychological traps. Final question for this section. Which Dragon Link version do you think pays the best? Drop your answer below. I'm curious to see if the community agrees with what ex-casino employees see every day. So here's the bottom line, and the truth most players never hear until it's too late. These 10 machines, Mega Vault Millionaire, Dragon's Gold Infinity, Wild Wild Riches, Buffalo Diamond, Money Rain Deluxe, Cleopatra Mega Jackpots, 88 Fortune Supreme, Lightning Cash, Wheel of Fortune, Triple Extreme Spin, and Dragon Link Golden Century, all share the same silent strategy. They are masters of the tease. They are built to show you near misses, close calls, almost bonuses, and emotional bait that keeps you spinning long after logic should have told you to stop. 2 scatter symbols? Intentional. A bonus landing right above the pay line? Intentional. The dramatic slow reel stop that makes your heart jump? Also intentional. What most players don't know is this. The game decides whether you win or lose the moment you press the button. Everything afterward, the animations, the delays, the fake suspense, it's all theater designed to make you believe you're closer to winning than you really are. Casinos aren't just hoping you keep playing. They are engineering machines that psychologically encourage you to do so. But here's the empowering part. Once you understand this design, you're no longer the kind of player these machines prey on. The smartest gamblers, the ones who actually walk away with their bankroll intact, avoid these high-tease, low-pay machines entirely. They choose games with better bonus rates, more consistent payouts, and less manipulation built into their reels. They stick with titles like Buffalo Gold, Standard 88 Fortunes, Classic Wheel of Fortune, Original Dragon Link Panda. These games aren't miracles, but they're far more balanced and far less predatory. So the next time you walk into a casino and one of these 10 trap machines tries to lure you in with flashing lights, swirling animations, or the illusion of being almost there, remember this breakdown. Remember the hours other players waste chasing bonuses that statistically rarely come. Remember how many bankrolls these machines have eaten alive without ever feeding back. And most importantly, walk past them. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you.